What's up, comic Frontline? It's Mr. J. Jeremy here, and I am here to do a special video for you guys in honor of the most recent release of Marvel's new Netflix series, Jessica Jones. So, I recently finished up season 1, and I absolutely loved it. You can check out my review on my individual channel, and I will leave a link in the description below in case you want to check it out um, for yourselves. And I also figured, since Kat is doing a looking back at Jessica Jones here on Frontline, which is a great series, you should definitely check it out, where she's going issue by issue through, the Alias series, all 25 issues. Figured I'd help her out a little bit and do the short follow-up sequel miniseries or maxi series that came out following the Pulse, following Alias. It's called the Pulse. Um, so I figured I'd, do that, to celebrate Jessica Jones, because Jessica Jones is one of my favorite characters. It's a 14-issue miniseries. I'll show you all. I have all 14 on me right now. This is issue 1. This is all done by, of course, Brian Michael Bendis, the creator of Jessica Jones, and art by Mark Bagley, one of my favorite artists of all time. Look at this great artwork by Mark Bagley. It's so great. And I'll show you, he draws Jessica Jones really well too. I want to turn to a page with Jessica on it. Here we go, we got Jessica talking to Jonah here. Look at that really nice Bagley artwork. So yeah, I'll show you real quick. So, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is the House of M special. Issue 11, which is part of the Fear story, and then issue 12, issue 13, and finally we see little baby Danielle Cage here on issue 14. Yeah, so basically I'll explain what the Pulse is to you guys. So the Pulse is a mini-series that basically has Jessica. She's looking for work, because she's, she's closed down Alias investigations. She's an Avenger now, but she, obviously can't, do superheroing while pregnant. Obviously, she's a mommy to be, so she needs money, obviously, because kids are fucking expensive. Um, so she needs money. So she goes to the Bugle and asks for a job. Because, her old buddy Peter, fellow new Avenger, Spider-Man, is like, yeah, talk to Robbie. And Robbie helps her out. And Jonah gives her a job. And, he basically says, you're in with this superhero community. It's giving us bad press to be so negative around them. If we have you as the face of this new series, this new article series, maybe people will soften up and actually buy our stuff more. It's a kind of a publicity thing to cash in on the popularity of superheroes, kind of. And I guess it's an interesting media take. And Jessica agrees to this, and Jonah agrees to give her the money, give her a little more extra money if she agrees to give the Bugle the exclusive story rights to the birth of her baby. That story. And it's divided into story arcs, I believe. Hold on, let me check really quick. I have it written down here. Just want to double check which story arcs are called. Okay, so we have, like I said, we have issue number 1 through 5. The first story arc is called Thin Air, and that deals with basically the revelation of the public revelation of the Green Goblin's identity as Norman Osborn to the public, after a battle between the Green Goblin, Spider-Man, and Luke Cage. And the Green Goblin is brought to prison for the first time, successfully captured and brought to prison for the first time in his publication history, I believe. I could be wrong, correct me in the comments. And then the second story arc is connected to Fury's Secret War, which is basically Luke gets attacked by a mysterious woman and put into a coma, and then the hospital where he's being cared for gets attacked, and somehow Luke disappears. She tries to ask the Bugle to pull some strings. Jessica tries to ask the Bugle to pull some strings, get some connections to help her investigate, to try to figure out what the hell is going on, but they won't budge, so she has to find him herself, and that takes place in issues 6 through 9. Like I said, issue number 10 is a House of M tie-in, so that's kind of just a one-shot issue. There's the Pulse Special Edition, which is like it's just an issue that's printed to look like it's printed on thinner paper to actually look like a Daily Bugle newspaper article. Then you have Fear, which is the final story arc of the Pulse, which is issues 11 through 13, and basically, it's Luke dealing with some bad guys, and Ben Urich is doing like a Where Are They Now special on this like C-list superhero named D-Man, and Jessica her water ends up breaking while going costume shopping with her best friend Carol Danvers. She's going costume shopping for Luke. She's trying to get Luke a new costume and stuff. And her water breaks, and they rush to the hospital, and baby Danielle is born here. And after the baby's born, she decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm not doing this. I'm not giving Jonah the exclusive right to the story. And then you see later on in the New Avengers series that Jonah is unveiling the New Avengers to the world. The Bugle is cashing in on all that, and that's when Jessica's like, you know what, fuck this. And she quits her job at the Bugle officially, and that kind of is tied into the final issue, issue 14, where basically Jessica is telling Danielle the story of how her and her daddy Luke first met, and it's really cool. It's really sweet. You really see Jessica growing into motherhood in this series. You see her maternal instincts kind of kick in throughout. I didn't really go into detail about the cases, or like the stories and the investigations, because you guys should really read it for yourself. It's a really good miniseries. I think it's in trade also, but it should be really. I found this really. My friend Corey and I found this really cheap at a con we went to. It was a whole bind-up set, and I got it for like $13, $14. So it's like $1 per issue. So yeah, it should be relatively cheap. It's a lot of fun. It's a direct sequel to Alias. However, you can tell, because this is connected to the main Marvel universe, it's a lot more watered down. It's not as dark and gritty as Alias was, but it's still fun because you get to see Jessica interact with Spider-Man and the Green Goblin and more of the Marvel universe at large, and she becomes like a more key player in the Marvel universe now that she's moving more out of the Max territory. And I thought that was cool, and that was really one of the first pushes to have her in New Avengers, and like that led to all that cool stuff. So definitely recommend you go check it out. Like, great art by Bagley, great writing by Bendis. Nice character progression for Jessica Jones. This was really the last thing we saw in main continuity comics, where Jessica had her own kind of solo thing going on. Like, after that, she was kind of in the background in New Avengers and here and there whenever Luke and Danny were doing their thing. But like, this was the last time Jessica got her own solo story for real. So hopefully, to capitalize on the popularity of this Netflix series, Jessica Jones will get her own comic again, maybe written by Brian Michael Bendis, because frankly, he's the only writer I trust at this point, because that's his baby, that's his creation. I don't know, like, I know everybody's like, don't let Bendis write too many books, don't let Bendis write too many books, but Jessica Jones is someone I think he should continue to write, because he knows that character, he made that character, and also I would love to see Sarah Pacelli uh, come on that storm, team up with Bendis for that, or Bagley, or if Marquez is willing to do 2 or 3 series. If Marquez is willing to do 2 series with Bendis, I would love him to draw Jessica Jones. That would be amazing. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in checking out the Pulse, and if you've read it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, don't forget to subscribe to Comic Frontline if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Listen to us on iTunes, Frontline Live. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave us a thumbs up to let you know you enjoyed. And as always, this is Jay from Mr. J's Comic Reviews for Comic Frontline. And like I always say, once comic book geek, always comic book geek. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.